Wow. Just wow. Look at all of you. Every single one of you sitting here tonight has made a choice. A brave choice. A choice that says, I'm ready for more. And that, my friends, that's nothing short of incredible. You know, standing up here, looking out at all your bright faces, I'm overwhelmed. Truly. It's not just an honor to be here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege that leaves me in awe. So before we dive in, let me share something from my heart. I'm not standing up here because I have all the answers. Far from it. I'm here because just like you, I'm on this wild journey we call life. And right now, I'm praying to God to fill my mouth with the words from my heart. Words that might just spark something in you tonight. You see, we're about to embark on something special together. We're going to explore what it means to break free, to defy the limits we've accepted for far too long. Your decision to be here, that's the first step. And let me tell you, it's a big one. So are you ready? Are you ready to challenge destiny? Are you ready to uncover the incredible potential that God has placed inside you all along? Because I am. So if you are, let's do this together. Now, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. That's right. I want to see every eye closed in this auditorium tonight. There we go. Now, take a deep breath and relax. I'm going to tell you a story. Are we ready? All right. Keep your eyes closed now and picture a child just 5 years old. This child never had a touch that didn't hurt, never heard, I love you, and never felt safe in their own home. Every day, this child wakes up scared, not excited for cartoons or cereal. Scared because home isn't a home, it's a battleground. The sounds this child knows, it's not laughter or bedtime stories. It's glass breaking, screaming, and crying that never, ever seems to stop. Can you feel it? That pit in your stomach? That's what this child felt every single day. Keep your eyes closed and brace yourselves. This child was hit, kicked, starved, innocence shattered. The kind of hurt that leaves marks, not just on the skin, but on the soul. Imagine being so hungry, your stomach feels like it's eating itself. So scared that you wet the bed, and then you just get beat for it. So lonely that you talk to your own shadow, because at least shadows don't touch you. One winter night, this child is curled up shivering. No heat, no food, no hope. And then, this child thinks something no child should ever have to think. A thought so heartbreaking, it's almost too much to bear. If I just disappeared, would anyone even notice? Now, open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. That child was me. I wasn't just unwanted. I was invisible, thrown away like trash. In a world where some children worry about monsters under the bed, I was living with them. You might be wondering how anyone could survive that. How a child could live through such darkness and not be completely broken. The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I came close. So close to breaking, to giving up, to disappearing. But here's the thing about rock bottom. It's not the end. It's the foundation. When you're at rock bottom, you're not buried. You're planted. And let me share something. when you're planted in the darkest depths, when you're surrounded by nothing but pain and despair, that's when you discover what you're truly made of. That's when you find out that you're not just flesh and bone, ladies and gentlemen. You're fire, you're steel, you're an unstoppable force of nature that refuses to be extinguished. You see, rock bottom? It's not a pit. It's a launch pad. It's where miracles are born. It's where the impossible becomes possible. It's where victims become victors. And me? Oh, me. I didn't just push against rock bottom, ladies and gentlemen. I exploded from it. Every punch, every kick, every cruel roar they threw at me became my fuel. Fuel for a fire so bright, so hot, that it burned away every limit, every you can't, every you'll never be that had ever been placed on me. And that fire, it's in every single one of you sitting in this auditorium tonight. So right now, in this very moment, you have the power to turn your rock bottom into your greatest comeback story. So I ask you, are you ready to rise? Are you ready to push? Are you ready to show the world what you're truly made of? Because you see, it's not about how hard you hit rock bottom. It's about how hard you can get back up. How high can you rise? How brightly can you shine? Your rock bottom is waiting to become your greatest triumph. Are you ready? Are you ready to make it happen, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready? You know, I can see it in your eyes right now. That spark, that determination. You know why? Because it's the same spark I found in myself all those years ago. That spark that changed everything. Let me take you back to the moment my own rock bottom became the foundation for my triumph. The moment I first discovered the power of resilience within myself. I remember the day everything changed. I was about 4.5 years old, and I was cowering in a corner after another brutal whooping. But this time something was different, folks. As I looked at my bruised and battered reflection in the cracked mirror in the living room, I saw a flicker of something in my eyes. It wasn't hope. Hope was a luxury I couldn't afford, and it sure wasn't dream, because my nightmares were too real for dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, it was defiance. Pure and simple defiance. In that moment, I heard a voice inside of me. It started as barely a whisper. I am more than what's been done to me. I am more than my scars. I am more than their cruelty. I am more than what's been done to me. I am more than my scars. I am more than their cruelty. I am more than what's been done to me. I am more than my scars. I am more than their cruelty. That stubborn, burning refusal to let this be the end of my story. Ladies and gentlemen, it became my battle cry, a fierce determination that started as a whisper, but grew into a roar that would carry me through the darkest nights and the hardest battles. And even though I was too young to understand what was happening, that spark of defiance became my North Star. It guided me through the storm. It fueled me when I had nothing left to give. It became the foundation upon which I built myself brick by agonizing brick. And that whisper, that defiance, that was resilience in its purest, unalterated form. It didn't make the pain go away, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't stop the abuse or fill my empty stomach. But it did more powerful. It gave me a reason to keep going, to keep fighting, to believe that somehow, some way, I could create a different future for myself. Every time they told me I was worthless, that spark whispered, "You are valuable." Every time they said I'd amount to nothing, it murmured, "You have potential." And every time they tried to break me, oh God, they tried to break me, it roared, "You are unbreakable." You see, that's the power of resilience. It's not about avoiding hardship or pretending that everything is okay. It's about finding that inner strength to keep moving forward, even when every step feels impossible. And let me share something. Cultivating that resilience was the hardest thing that I've ever done, but it was also the most important. And as I grew, despite their attempts, the challenges didn't stop. Life had more tests in store, each one seemingly designed to break me all over again. But that's resilience, ladies and gentlemen. It was always there, a quiet strength, ready to rise when I needed it most. And I threw myself into building a life I thought would bring me safety and success. For 15 years, I poured my heart and soul into building a business from the ground up. Every late night, every missed weekend, every drop of sweat was fueled by that resilience, that determination to prove that I was more than my path. But life isn't a straight path to success. It's a winding road with unexpected turns and steep cliffs. And just when I thought I had it all figured out, just when I thought I was safe, life threw me another curveball. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I had bought into a lie, a beautiful, shiny lie that society sells us all. It's called the American dream. I thought I had to have it all. Success, my own business. But something was still missing. And society had an answer for that too. You need the perfect family, it whispered. A spouse, maybe another child, a white picket fence and a dog. Then you'll be whole. Then you'll be happy. And I fell for it, folks. Hook, line, and sinker. And I got married. Looking back, I can see how society's pressures and my own vulnerabilities led me down this path. I thought marriage was a missing piece, the final step to becoming whole in the eyes of the world. I convinced myself that this was what I needed to be healed and complete. But here's the brutal truth. Sometimes the very things we think will save us can be the most dangerous. The people we believe will protect us can be the ones who hurt us the most. I didn't realize it back then, but I was walking into another nightmare. My vulnerability, my desperate need to fit into societal's mold made me an easy target. And what followed was not love, not healing, not completion. It was abuse, terrifying, life-threatening abuse. The kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself, about love, and about the world. I found myself trapped once again, but this time it wasn't emotional change. It was a game of Russian roulette, a twisted game where my life was literally on the line. And in the middle of all this hidden chaos, all this unseen danger, was my child, my beautiful, innocent child, who had no idea of the storm raging around us. My child, not his. The most precious part of my life. The reason I have found strength, even in my weakest moments. You see, my husband, he was clever. He knew exactly where to hit so that the bruises wouldn't show. He knew how to threaten in whispers, so my child never heard. To the outside world, to my own child, we looked like that perfect American dream. A mother, stepfather, a happy home. Every day was an Oscar-worthy performance. Smile for my child, laugh at the right moment, be the loving mother, all while carrying the weight of terror and abuse that no one could see. Do you know how hard it is to hug your child, to tell them that everything is okay when you're not sure you'll survive the night? To read them bedtime stories with a steady voice when inside you are shaking. That's a special kind of resilience, ladies and gentlemen. That kind that says no matter what happens to me, my child will have a normal life. They will feel safe. They will be loved. But here's the thing about invisible battles. They eat you up from the inside out. And I realized that by trying to maintain this perfect illusion, I was teaching my child a dangerous lesson. That appearances matter more than reality. That it's okay to suffer as long as the world can't see. So I had a choice to make. I could stay, try to rebuild my business, keep playing this deadly invisible game, or I could walk away. Show my child that it's okay to choose yourself, to choose safety, even when the danger isn't obvious to others. So I did the bravest thing I've ever done since the moment of my birth. I walked away. I took back control. In that moment, I wasn't just leaving that house. I was reclaiming my life. I was choosing myself, choosing my child, choosing our future over the illusion of safety and success. Was it terrifying? Oh my God, absolutely. Did I know what came next? I didn't have a clue. But for the first time in years, I was the one holding the reins of my life. Not my abusers, not society's expectation, and not the fear that had become my constant companion since the moment of my birth. You see, that's what true resilience looks like. It's not about enduring. It's about having the courage to say, no more, and charting your own course, even when the path is so unclear. Because here's the truth. True strength isn't found in pretending that everything's okay when it's not. It's found in the courage to shatter the illusions, to face the unknown, and to build something real and safe for yourself and those you love. And in that moment of walking away, I wasn't just a survivor. I was a warrior, a protector, a mother bear fighting for her cub. And let me tell you, there's no force on earth more powerful than that. Now, I want you to know something important. When I say I walked away, I don't mean I just walked up and left on a whim. No, I was smarter than that. I had to be. You see, while I was living that nightmare, a part of me was always planning, always preparing. I knew that to truly break free, I needed more than courage, folks. I needed resources. So in midst of the chaos, losing my business, fighting for my life, I began to squirrel away funds, little by little in secret accounts, that he couldn't touch. It wasn't easy. Every dollar saved was a dollar I hid, a transaction I covered, an escape to freedom. And I meticulously planned every detail of that escape. The timing, the logistics, the financials, everything had to be perfect because I knew I only got one shot at this. You see, this wasn't just about running away. It was about running towards something better, something I had carefully constructed brick by brick, just like my business. You see, that's what true resilience looked like. It's not just about enduring. It's about strategizing. It's about turning your pain into a plan and your fear into foresight. In that moment, walking into our new home, keys in hand, child safely by my side, that's when I knew, folks, I hadn't just escaped. I had outsmarted my oppressor. I had beaten a system designed to keep me trapped. And let me tell you, there's no sweeter victory than that. I started over, not just in business, but in life. And with each step forward, I discovered new depths to my resilience. I found strength in vulnerability, power in authenticity. I learned that my past didn't define me. It refined me. And I learned that true fulfillment comes not from checking boxes on society's list, but being true to yourself. And as I rebuilt myself, I discovered a new purpose. I realized that my journey has equipped me with unique insights and strengths, that I could use my experiences to help others, to show them that no matter how dark your current chapter might be, you and only you have the power to rewrite it. And that's when the concept of Brave New You began. It wasn't just about me anymore. It was about all of us, about recognizing the untapped potential within each of us, about having the courage to become the person we're meant to be, even when life throws everything it has at us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a moment. I want you to think about a time in your life when you faced seemingly insurmountable challenges. Maybe it was a personal loss, a professional setback, or a moment when you doubted everything about your life. Do you have it? Now, I want you to remember how you felt in that moment. The fear, the doubt, the pain. Let it wash over you. Now here's the important part. Ladies and gentlemen, you're here today. You survived. You pushed through. That challenge didn't break you. It made you stronger. And that, my friend, is your resilience in action. That is what becoming a brave new you is all about. It's about recognizing the strength within you, the resilience that has brought you this far, and harnessing it to propel you forward. The brave new you isn't fearless. They feel the fear and they do it anyway. They're not immune to doubt. They acknowledge it and they push past it. And they're not perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, they're perfectly imperfect, always growing, always evolving. In your personal life, being the brave new you might mean finally ending that toxic relationship, oh dear Lord, I know. Or taking the leap to pursue a passion you've always kept hidden. It might mean forgiving someone who has hurt you, not for their sake, but for your own peace of mind. In your professional life, it might mean asking for that promotion you know that you deserve, or starting that business you've been dreaming about. It might mean speaking up in that meeting, sharing your ideas, even if they're different from somebody else's. Now, I want to speak directly to you as a fellow professional. You see, in today's fast-paced, ever-changing work environment, Resilience isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have. The challenges that you face in your career, sometimes they can be insurmountable. The pressure to perform, to innovate, and the ability to lead can be overwhelming. But I'm here to tell you that within each of you lies an untapped reservoir of potential. You are capable so much more than you realize. The brave new you in the professional world is one who dares to push boundaries, who's not afraid to fall, who sees every setback as a setup for a comeback. Remember, success isn't about never failing. It's about rising every time you fall. It's about pushing even when it hurts and giving more than you think you have to give. It's about realizing that your potential is not a fixed point, but an ever-expanding horizon. In your professional life, being the brave new you means that you embrace challenges. You don't shy away from difficult projects or roles because these are your opportunities to grow and prove your worth. It means that you're constantly learning because you see, the moment you stop learning is the moment you start to become obsolete. So you're curious, you're hungry for knowledge, and you're resilient. You're resilient in the face of failure because you know that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success, and you are willing to learn from it and grow from it. So the next time you're faced with a seemingly impossible deadline, a challenging client, Lord, I know, or a daunting project, I want you to remember this moment. Remember that you are the brave new you. You have the power to rise above, to push through, to achieve what others might consider impossible. Your professional journey is not just about climbing the corporate ladder or hitting performance metrics. It's about becoming the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Now, as we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this. I stand before you not as someone who has all the answers, but as a walking, talking, living, breathing testament to the power of resilience, to the ability to rise from the ashes of a broken life, time and time again. This isn't just my story. This power, this resilience, it lives in every single one of you sitting in front of me tonight. In your professional life, resilience is what will set you apart. It's what will help you rise after every setback, learn from every failure, and push through every obstacle. It's what will turn that impossible project into your greatest achievement, that daunting challenge into your defining moment. And in your personal life, resilience is your anchor in the storm. It's what will help you weather life's toughest blows, heal from the deepest wounds, and emerge stronger on the other side. It's what transforms your darkest moments into catalysts for your greatest growth. Resilience is the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to be. It's the force that will propel you from surviving to thriving in every aspect of your life. So I ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to harness the power of your resilience? Are you ready to use it to revolutionize your career, to transform your relationships, to redesign your life? Are you ready to become the resilient, unstoppable force you were always meant to be? Then stand up right now. Feel that power surging within you, and let me hear you declare, I will rise. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's the sound of transformation. That's the sound of lives being changed. That's the power of resilience in action. Remember this moment, ladies and gentlemen. Carry this energy with you. Let your resilience guide you in boardrooms and living rooms, in moments of triumphs and times of trials. You are resilient.